What's up everyone? Today I want to show you what helped me go from this to that. Earlier this year I was a fluffy 118 kilograms and I decided to diet down to see what I had built over the past 1.5 years of massing. Now, 8 months and 2 fat loss phases later, I'm 96 kilograms and excited to start massing again. Over the past 6 years, I've been in a lot of diet phases and I want to share with you some tips that made my life a lot easier and my diet phases a lot more successful. Let's jump into it. Starting with the obvious, get active on top of your regular training. This will increase your energy expenditure, allowing you to still lose weight while you're eating more. Keep in mind that getting active can take so many forms, from walking or running to taking a dance class. When I want to increase my activity levels, I try to fit in small 15 to 20 minute walks throughout my day. One right after I wake up and one after each meal. I also go for longer cycling sessions, like 3 to 4 hours in total per week. But running or even playing tennis will have a similar effect. Another thing I do, which might sound ridiculous, is listening to my favorite music while I'm working. I work at a desk for 10 to 12 hours a day, and when I listen to music, I can't help but move with a beat, even without realizing it. This alone can increase my need by 100 to 200 calories. Choosing foods with high volume to calorie ratio can make a huge difference on how you will experience a diet. For breakfast, I usually eat Greek yogurt with whey and berries and a 0-calorie syrup, sometimes with nuts to get some healthy fats. This alone can fill me up for at least 3 hours. While it's super low in calories. For my pre and post workout meals, I go for some whole carb sources like vegetables with rice or potatoes, along with some kind of salad with tuna or chicken. In the later stages of the diet, where the calories are getting really low, my go-to meal is boiled beetroot with some animal-originated source of protein, like lean beef or fish or maybe chicken. The macros are kind of ridiculous compared to the amount of food that you are eating. I am sure that if you put a little bit of thought on your food selection, you can feel pretty much full the whole day with under 2000 calories. Just look up for high volume and low calorie foods and give it a try. And if you're interested, just let me know in the comments. I can make a whole video on that. If you're eating 4 or 5 meals per day, consider cutting down to 3 or 3 meals and a snack. I know that this might sound counterintuitive to the common belief that more meals are boosting your metabolism, but the real driver of weight loss is eating in a caloric deficit, and reducing the amount of meals you eat can really help you reduce your overall caloric intake. Plus, your meals are gonna get slightly bigger, giving you the chance to feel full at least twice per day. It really depends on the individual if less meals will make you feel better, but it's definitely worth giving it a try. Another benefit of having less meals is the ability to enjoy your favorite foods more frequently. When you have almost 1,000 calories to spare on a meal, then fitting a slice of pizza suddenly becomes easier. However, if this one slice of pizza can spiral into devouring the whole thing, it's probably a good idea to avoid it. I have worked with people who really struggle to stop eating once they start on something really tasty. This is fairly common to those who are new at dieting. If that sounds like you, don't worry. You need time to build patience and discipline in dieting. It cannot just happen overnight. Instead of risking it, consider avoiding junk food altogether, or even better, opt for high-volume alternatives instead, like air-fried zucchini chips or cauliflower pizza. I know that these alternatives won't taste as good, but 80% of the cravings have nothing to do with the taste, but with the need to eat something. For example, I like to make tasty burgers at home with air-fried fries that fit perfectly into my macros. I usually have these meals on my rest days when my fat intake is a bit higher and my macros are spread randomly throughout the day. Another great way to restrict calories is by fasting in the morning or eating something really light. If you are not a morning eater, there is no reason to waste your calories when you are not hungry, only to have fewer calories left for later in the day when your hunger will kick in. It's also easier to resist temptation in the morning while you are still fresh and less stressed, without all the problems that will probably accumulate through the day. For example, I eat my breakfast yogurt around 3 to 4 hours after waking up, while in the meantime I will have 1 or 2 cups of coffee to help me manage my hunger. Just to be clear, there is nothing inherently magical about fasting when it comes to weight loss. The only reason it works is because it limits the window in which you are consuming your calories, and this can lead to having a lower calorie intake overall without thinking too much about it. That is probably the most important one. Plan your meals ahead and, if possible, meal prep them. It's much easier to stick to your diet when your meals are already prepared. Deciding and cooking on the go daily is a great recipe for sleeping on your plan, especially if you are someone with minimal experience on tracking food and dieting. On the other hand, if each meal is ready and waiting for you in the fridge, it's way easier to stay on track. I like to prepare my meals twice per week, on Sunday for Monday through Wednesday and on Wednesday evening for Thursday through Saturday. On Sunday, I normally treat myself with something fresh, like those juicy burgers I showed you earlier. Remember, the 2 most important factors for fat loss is maintaining a caloric deficit to achieve weight loss and providing adequate stimulation to your muscles to ensure that this weight loss comes from fat and not muscle. Your recovery and especially sleep plays a huge role in this process. It might sound trivial, but sleep can significantly impact the amount of muscle mass you are going to retain during a fat loss phase, which directly affects the amount of fat you are going to lose. These tips are just a way to make the whole dieting process less painful and easier to adhere to, and their main goal is to get you in a deficit easier. They won't make you shredded magically. For this to work is a prerequisite to have a diet plan in place, monitor your weight, and make adjustments when needed. If you found anything valuable in the video, please drop a like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Cheers!